Hey everyone, Spencer here. Welcome back to the OshiTiki channel. The Nintendo Switch 2. It's launching in 1 week, and I thought it would be cool to talk about the recent controversies as of the last 3 months that Nintendo has kind of set a fire under themselves for. And I thought I'd just give my takes on the new console. So I'll be sharing my own opinions in this video, but feel free to leave your own down in the comments, and I will respond to any that I see if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, I'd love to hear him. Anyways, without further delay, let's get into the first topic. So the first topic that I wanted to talk about today was the pricing. So definitely not a great start. So they've been a hot debate on like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all over the place, just all over the internet. And since that direct in April. Console price starts at $450 United States. I've been hearing a lot of negatives about that and have given it some personal thought, and I think it's a fair price. At least hear me out. I'm just talking about the console here. We'll get to the other stuff in a minute, but the console I think is a fair price, even though obviously the Switch OLED, which it's still old hardware. Even you can just put an OLED on it and call it new. No, it's old hardware. It's the same power level as the Switch, like the second revision Switch that they did, and they didn't change anything besides the screen, obviously. And then they made a few changes, like the kickstand, better speakers, blah blah blah. Coolio. There you go. But ultimately, we've been playing on the same Android tablet for 8 years. Not great, but considering what we're getting now, just looking at the trailer, you get the 4K 60, 1080p 120 HDR screen. It's not OLED, but you know, the Nintendo people they're just going to be like, oh, we can 4 years later, let's just release another one with an OLED screen. They're going to do that, you already know. $100 really is not bad, in my opinion. It's only $100 more. I know some, especially right now with how the tariff situation's going in the United States, I know that's not ideal for a lot of people, but ultimately, at least just for me, I think it's a fair price. The way they handled it at the Direct, not fair, because we sat through that entire hour presentation and they didn't mention a damn thing about the price, and we had to go to their website, news outlets. Like, you're giving a presentation on your new console and you're not even sharing the price with the people who are going to be buying it from you. Like, does that not sound dumb? Like, if you were going to be selling a product and you needed people to be like either approve of it or just like, you know, just like acknowledge its existence, like, would you not share the price? And compared to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, I think Nintendo has a leg up personally, only because of console exclusives. More and more games are being ported to PC every year on their side, but Nintendo won't, obviously, because it's Nintendo. You know them. They know that people are going to pay the Nintendo tax to play their games. And speaking of games, that brings me to the second part of this controversy. Mario Kart World costs $80. Yeah, you all knew this was coming. The only $70 game that Nintendo had released prior to that was Tears of the Kingdom, which in my opinion was well worth the price, even with outdated hardware. But going from $60 Nintendo mainstream games, skipping past 70 entirely, just jumping over that hurdle, and going right to 80, even for just one game. And it's technically not one game. They're also repackaging old games with a few new things and calling it Nintendo Switch 2 editions. Like, that's also something really dumb. But let's just say that they're only doing it for Mario Kart World, and we'll just ignore those for now. $80? Think about how much GTA 6 is going to cost whenever it comes out in 10 years. Are we going to be paying $240 for GTA 6 and not get all the content at launch? See, I don't mind paying $80 for a game if it's going to have more content updates, because GTA, yeah, if you have GTA Online, you're going to have content updates, and maybe they'll even throw in more story, who knows. But $80 for Nintendo Are they going to give you free updates? Are they going to give you the DLC when it comes out, which is basically free updates, since, I mean, you're already paying the $80 anyway? Like, no, they're not going to do that because it's Nintendo. They're going to make you pay the Nintendo tag, and they know that you'll pay it because you want to play the game. So, obviously, we know Nintendo is not great when it comes to stuff like that. Okay, now we'll talk about the other games. So, I'm pretty sure Mario Party Jamboree, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I think those are the only two that are coming to my mind right now that are $80, and they're getting like a new story, or Kirby's getting a new story, DLC, and visual upgrades and enhancements, and Mario Party is getting new mini games, new mode with a camera. And that's another thing. You can pay $80 for Mario Party, but you have to buy the camera or a compatible camera in order to even use that extra $20 that you spent for the game, because the whole point of Mario Party Jamboree is they have the new camera minigames. So not only are you spending $80 to buy the game with the new content, or even just $20 on the upgrade pack if you already have the game, you have to buy this $55 camera. And you could buy a cheapo camera, but it may not work as well because it's not a Nintendo one. So again, here we go with Nintendo tech. It's all about the Nintendo tech. Like I said, I know the United States tariff situation has raised the prices on a lot of stuff. I know Nintendo's trying to stay firm on that $450 price, but we'll see where it ends up after launch. I don't see them lowering the price at all unless the tariffs just completely go away. And even so, they may keep it the same even if they were to just completely go away, which obviously they're not going to because America. But if the price is going to change at all, I only see it going up from here. So hopefully you were able to get one pre-ordered, or you're lucky enough to get one at launch. I pray for you if you really want one. But yeah, good luck with that. All right, second topic, game key cards. So recently, Nintendo announced a new type of physical card that you can put in your Switch. It's like a physical game. Notice how I said like a physical game. It's not a physical game. They're basically the replacement to the code in a box bullshit that they would put on store shelves. And instead of getting a digital download code, you'll get a physical cartridge that acts as a key for the game, and it needs to be inserted while downloading the game, and even after you've downloaded. Hence the name key card. Some people are really upset about it, which I, as a physical game collector, can understand, but at the same time, why are you upset? Sony and Microsoft have been doing the same thing for a decade, or even over a decade, and you can't play games off of discs anymore because, they're not fast enough, or blah blah blah. Like Call of Duty is like 120 gigabytes every year or every other year. You can't play it on a disc. You have to download the game, and you have to, if you have the physical copy of, or the quote-unquote physical copy of Call of Duty, you have to put the disc in your console, download the game, and then if you want to play the game, you have to keep the disc in there. So you don't even own the game, you just own the piece of plastic that works as a key for a lock. But looking at it this way, this isn't fully not Nintendo's fault. The cartridges that will have games on them, as far as I know, only come in the 64 gigabyte capacity and are more expensive than these key cards, which are basically empty. So for those smaller development teams, or indie developers, or just any developer that doesn't have these big AAA games, if your game's only like 16 gigs or even smaller, or just anything under 64 gigs, it seems your only option is pay a premium to have your game on a card, buy the dud cards, the stupid key cards, or just don't do a physical release. So also, as far as I know, Nintendo's first-party games will all fully be on the card, no download required. What Nintendo could have done is offer original Nintendo Switch-type cartridges in the red color for Switch 2, and then let developers decide what was worth it. Then, if they still chose the all-digital route, then that's their decision. So Nintendo is halfway forcing developers to either shell out the funds or go digital. So I say, don't be mad because they're following Microsoft and Sony, but be mad because they just had to Nintendofy it. Alright, this is the third and final controversy in this video, and It feels like this is the biggest one, especially on Twitter, but I think everyone agrees with me what I'm about to talk about. And you've probably already seen it already, and you may already know what I'm about to say, but Nintendo just recently updated their EULA, which is the End User License Agreement, or EULA. And basically, if you're a naughty boy or girl, you mod your console, you pirate their games, which piracy bad, don't do it, obviously. If you do that, and they catch you, because, you know, they got those Nintendo ninjas out there, they're basically gonna come kill you. Just kidding. They're basically just gonna throw a fat sack of bricks at your console and turn your console into a brick. So, basically, TLDR, don't mod, don't pirate, don't be a degenerate, and you'll be okay. But if you wanna, you know, modify the hardware that you're supposedly supposed to be owning, or, you know, back up your games and play them that way, like you should legally be allowed to do in the United States, according to many court cases, which I'm not gonna go find them because I'm lazy. But basically, what the fuck, Nintendo? Are you saying that I don't own my console anymore, for one, and you're also saying that I'm paying $500 plus tax for a hardware license? Are we dead ass right now? I understand that piracy is illegal, but you're really going this far to make sure that I can't play my games without permission or modify my property. Just let that sink in for a second. We've completely skipped past not owning your games. You don't even own your damn consoles anymore. Nintendo will take care of them for you, just keep following the rules and you will be okay. Right? Yeah, okay. TLDR, don't ever connect your console to the internet. Oh yeah, secret fourth controversy. Why is this so damn ugly?